Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Thursday, May 7th, 2026. A fatal collision on Old Woman Springs Road scattered debris across the highway, closing lanes for hours. Yesterday at around 10:50 a.m., California Highway Patrol officers responded to a report of a collision on State Route 247, known locally as Old Woman Springs Road. The collision was reported southeast of Stony Ridge Road in Johnson Valley. Officers from the California Highway Patrol Victorville area, along with fire department personnel, responded to the scene. The preliminary investigation revealed a Tesla Model 3 was traveling westbound on Old Woman Springs Road, southeast of Stony Ridge Road. A Kenworth T680 Big Rig was traveling eastbound. Preliminary information from the CHP described the vehicle as a dump truck. For reasons still under investigation, the CHP says the Tesla veered into the opposing lane and collided with a Kenworth. As a result of the crash, the female driver of the Tesla sustained fatal injuries and was pronounced deceased on scene. Preliminary information from the CHP said that oil and debris from the collision were in both lanes of the two-lane highway. Lane closures and flagging operations were in place throughout the afternoon. The investigation is still under investigation by the CHP. Anyone with information regarding the collision is urged to call Officer C. Ramos at 760-241-1186. After 2 years of court proceedings, a fatal hit-and-run case from 2024 has concluded with a sentencing. Here is reporter Adeline J. Wells with a recap from court.
On Wednesday morning, Troy Reynolds returned to court to be sentenced for his role in a fatal hit-and-run collision. Reynolds was convicted of striking 16-year-old Joshua Barreras with a vehicle and fleeing the scene on the evening of January 26, 2024. Barreras died from his injuries, and Reynolds was arrested following a 2-week investigation by Morongo Basin Sheriff's deputies. After 2 years of court proceedings, delays, and a multi-week trial, on March 26th, a jury found Reynolds guilty of felony hit-and-run resulting in permanent injury or death. The jury also found 2 aggravating factors to be true: that Reynolds occupied a position of leadership or induced others to participate in the crime, and that the manner in which the crime was carried out indicated sophistication or professionalism. At Wednesday's sentencing, District Attorney Jason Gelso represented the prosecution, and Attorney James Rogan represented Reynolds, who was in custody. Judge Sarah Oliver began the hearing by stressing the requirement of civility throughout the proceedings. The gallery was packed tensely with supporters of both Reynolds and the victim. Judge Oliver noted that she had read nearly 50 letters in support of Mr. Reynolds before opening the floor to the family members and supporters of the victim, 5 of whom had prepared statements. Joshua Barreras' grandmother, Sherry Marino, began by illustrating Joshua as more than the tragic headline he had been reduced to over the past 2 years. She described him as a bright kid who enjoyed performing in talent shows and plays, making his family laugh, and had dreams of enlisting in the military. She described the grief suffered by her family, particularly over the 13 days between the collision and the identification of Reynolds as a suspect. She addressed Reynolds, saying, quote, "I believe it was an accident. You left the scene and then came back to watch in silence, and then it became something else. Something ugly and cruel and heartless," end quote. Following the family's statements, Troy Reynolds also addressed the court. He said, quote, "I cannot forgive myself for the way that I acted, about being aware of what I was involved in. I wish I'd truly made better decisions that night. I'm truly sorry," end quote. After attorneys for both sides gave a final statement, Judge Oliver proceeded with a scathing rebuke of Reynolds' conduct and lack of remorse, as well as the online discourse that further exacerbated the case. She addressed Reynolds, saying, quote, "You have not been accountable or taken responsibility in any way, shape, or form. Until this last moment, when I'm about to sentence you, you say you're sorry. But I hear about what has been victim shaming, which is appalling behavior, from members of the community that support you. It's your decision to lie, to conceal, and to expose the people that love you to potential criminal exposure," end quote. Judge Oliver sentenced Troy Reynolds to the aggravated term of 4 years in state prison, followed by 3 to 4 years parole and a $10,000 restitution fine. The sentence is the maximum penalty allowed in California for felony hit-and-run cases. Following the hearing, James Phipps, a previous employee of Reynolds, asked to comment on the story. Phipps was mentioned throughout the trial for his role in coordinating the repairs of Reynolds' tow truck. Reynolds maintained that he had not told Phipps any details about the hit and run.
The court systems made it all, this case biased, political. The judge is biased, especially the DA, for playing his game and keeping me out of the courtroom as a critical witness. So that's the feeling about it.
The victim's grandmother, Sherry Marino, and her brother, Mark Buskirk, also made statements about how they felt following the long-awaited closure of the case.
Overwhelmed. I feel relieved at the same time. It's been hard, but we got through it, and we stand strong today.
For actions, positive or negative, there's consequences, and this is consequences.
Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Adeline J. Wells.
The Morongo Basin Healthcare District Board of Directors meets in regular session tonight. On their agenda is a presentation on the Laundry Love program, a laundry outreach program. They will also consider approving a $13,000 budget for sewer repairs to the Yucca Valley Health Center and a raise to Morongo Basin Healthcare District CEO Cindy Schmall. The Morongo Basin Healthcare District Board of Directors meets today at 6:30 p.m. at their district office at 6530 La Contenta Road, Suite 400 in Yucca Valley. San Bernardino County Superior Court is hosting a Care Court event tomorrow to assist people living with serious mental illnesses. If you or someone you know over the age of 18 is living with a mental health condition like schizophrenia, bipolar, or a psychotic disorder, this event will help you prepare CARE Act documents and put you in touch with outreach from the Department of Behavioral Health. The event is for community, family members, and caregivers. It's happening tomorrow at the Joshua Tree Courthouse from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The town of Yucca Valley's Aquatic Center is on schedule for finishing up by fall. Online news editor Robert Hayden picks it up from here.
At Tuesday's Yucca Valley Town Council meeting, a project representative from the Dahlin Group says that the Yucca Valley Aquatic and Recreation Center is currently 75% complete and remains on schedule for a completion date of September 21st. Since the last update, there have been no new delays, and work has transitioned from primarily exterior work to interior build-outs as well. There's a full scaffolding around the exterior where they've been installing a weather barrier system and storm drainage infrastructure. They're also installing solar canopies that will provide shaded parking along with solar power generation. While the exterior construction continues, less visible construction is happening inside with wall framing throughout most of the spaces, and major rooms and facility layouts are complete as well. Over the next few months, construction is expected to continue on the exterior with finishing touches such as concrete paving, electrical systems, irrigation systems, and painting. On the software side of things, town staff has begun program development, instructor outreach, and membership structure planning, as well as looking at scheduling for classes and activities. The town council is expected to receive details on programming and membership around September before the official open date. You can find a time-lapse video of the latest construction phase at this story on our website, Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The town of Yucca Valley is offering some fun events for residents on the Z107.7 Up Close show tomorrow morning. Jakob Kuba-Kuzmarek of Yucca Valley Recreation and Celeste Hildebrand of the High Desert Nature Museum will join host Gary Daigneault to talk about what's being planned for the season and give an update on ongoing projects and offerings. What's coming up in the town of Yucca Valley on the Z107.7 Up Close show tomorrow at 10 a.m. here on Z107.7. And finally,
I swear to you, my personal tragedy will not interfere with my ability to do good hair. Of course it won't.
That's audio from Steel Magnolias, opening at Theater 29 this Mother's Day weekend. Director Lisa Hodgson describes Steel Magnolias as more than just a play. She calls it a profound celebration of the delicate as a flower, strong as steel spirit that defines the bonds of womanhood. In the sanctuary of Truvy's Beauty Shop, we witness the power of a community that laughs through the tears and holds one another up when the world feels heavy. It serves as a beautiful reminder that while life is fragile, the friendships we forge are unbreakable.
I could just spit. Good morning, Weezer. It's not even 4 hours till the parade starts, and people are already parking on my lawn. It'll flatten my grass.
Oh, but you can't let me hold you.
I hate out-of-town tourists.
The Yucca Valley Sunset Rotary Club is sponsoring a special opening night of Steel Magnolias tomorrow. The evening's festivities will include a decorative hat contest, a trivia contest with prizes, silent auction items, a 50-50 raffle, cocktails, a live auction of a Mother's Day Motherlode basket, and a menu of Southern delights. Tickets are available for the gala premiere as well as the rest of the shows. You can get tickets at theater29.org or by calling their box office at 760-361-4151. The show will run weekends, May 8th through 24th, with performances at 7 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays and Sunday matinees at 2:30 p.m. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.